Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Trek official Starships collection review. I have before me issue number 143, the Merchantman as seen in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, etc, etc, etc. And of course I have a magazine and a model nearby, so let's just dive right into this. So you'll notice the image on the cover looks pretty cool. Not too bad, I should say. It is considered a freighter launched in the 23rd century, of course, 150 meters long and can go as fast as warp 5. So yeah, you turn the page and the format is the same as all of the others, as well as some more specification information down there on the page. Operated by independent. I'm going to assume that means it's just a group of anybody. It's not operated by any particular empire or power. Again, considered a freighter in the 23rd century, 150 meters long, crew of only 3, and warp 5, and has phasers for weaponry, although we never saw them in action. And you turn the page and you have the underside of the ship there, which is pretty nice, I think, and a lot of detail going on down there, as well as some text there, and the infamous Klingon woman Valkyrie from Star Trek 3, so that's kind of cool. And you turn the page and you get the centerfold showing you where various components are, etc, etc. And finally we have the design process of the Merchantman, which is pretty cool. A lot of concept art here, as well as some text, etc, etc. And of course, it also mentions that the same model was reused on DS9 and Next Generation as a Cardassian freighter, etc. And finally, here's a section on the visual effects of Star Trek 3. This is magazine filler, in my opinion. So it shows you some concept models for space dock, and I believe it also shows you the Klingon bird of prey, which is right there, and also of course, the infamous destruction of the Enterprise saucer section there. And of course, you get more text, as well as the destruction of the Genesis planet. Before capping out with the, or capping off with the on-screen appearance page, in which its first appearance was in Star Trek 3, and the ship was designed by Nilo Rodis, or Rodis, who, you know, sorry. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up this magazine, and the back has a nice profile of the ship there. So pretty solid overall, a lot of behind the scenes stuff in here. So yeah, definitely read this if you get it. And then now, without further ado, I'm going to get to the model itself. Okay, and here it is. Yikes, this thing is insanely detailed. I have to say, I was looking forward to this one. I've always liked it, really, since I first saw it. And especially liked it as a Cardassian freighter. Especially liked the model being repurposed to become a Cardassian freighter from the Maquis Part 1. It's definitely a nice ship. Looks very sci-fi-ish, of course, most ships do, but this really does reflect the era. You have your, I guess, boosters or your engines components in the back there, which look like old-fashioned style thrusters. And you have a lot of paneling and detail work up there. I mean, just look at that. A lot's going on there. Yeah, it's just crazy, the amount of detail on this thing. Not too heavy, but the metal portion is, of course, these wings here, and some of it's here, and there's a lot of plastic on the underside. But that is where the majority of the detail is, and it is staggering. Look at that. See, Eagle Moss, why couldn't you replicate this kind of quality on the other models? I'm not saying they're bad. Most of them are actually quite good, but some of the hero ships and even some of the other ones, you kind of like left out some stuff, you know? And why couldn't they all be this good and this good, you know? But anyway, it looks great. Oddly enough, I don't remember this little extra fin sensor thing, whatever it is. I'd have to look at the magazine again. There's, like I said, there's a ton of detail on this model, and it is fantastic. Look at that. This is one of those ships, again, that I would like to see as a variant, as a Cardassian freighter. I don't see that happening during the remaining few issues we have left of this collection. But this is pretty awesome. And it fits in your hand about that. So you can see it's quite large. And yeah, I'm really impressed with this thing. Be careful when you take it out of the packaging, because these little weapons arrays or whatever they are could bend off or break off really easily, I suppose. So just be careful with that. They're a little flimsy. But other than that, this model is a solid A, really easily. Back at the engines there. And they even put the clear stuff in there. Clear green this time. At least from this point it looks like that. So I'm sorry if I'm getting it wrong. But yeah, it looks amazing. And I would highly recommend this model to anyone, especially if you're a fan of Star Trek 3 and you like the Cardassian ships, because this would of course be reused to become one of their ships. So yeah, this is definitely one you should pick up, and it would look nice next to a Klingon bird of prey, especially if you have the Diamond Select one, because it's like oversized, and it almost would be close in scale to this. So yeah, I mean, the plastic, like I said, metal here, and plastic down here, and of course the back engine components are all plastic. So yeah, this is an awesome model, an awesome ship, lots of detail. Eaglemoss really went the extra mile on this one. And again, I just have to say, why could they go the extra mile like this on some of the other ones? That's all. That's it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this thing. Yeah, I highly recommend anybody get it. And if you have any questions about it or anything, please feel free to drop me a line down below. I'll do my best to answer you. And yeah, until next time, live long and prosper. And now I'm going to show you what this thing looks like on its stand.